Hello everyone. In today's session, we will start with the module 2, procedural statements and routines. System Verilog introduces many incremental improvements for the easy verification of the design by making the language look like more of C. Let us see what are the improvements and what are the features in this section. Now, what are the procedural statements? System Verilog adopts many operators and statements from C and C++. We can declare a loop variable inside a for loop that then restricts the scope of the loop variable and can prevent some coding bugs. How it is done, we will see in the example. The increment plus plus and decrement minus minus operators are available in both pre and post form if we have a label on a begin or fork statement. We can put the same label on the matching end or join statement. This makes it easier to match the start and finish of the block. See here, what we can do is, we can put, if we have the begin and end as one block, we can put a label there, begin XYZ and XYZ. Then we will come to know that where that particular block starts and where that particular block ends. And this fork and join is also one type of structure in the System Verilog. What is it? We will see in your syllabus. So for that also we can put the label. We can also put a label on other System Verilog end statements such as end module, end task and end function. These all you have seen. And what is end module, end task and end function. End module is the end of the module, end task is the end of the task and end function is the end of the function. Now what is the new procedural statements and the operators? See here, this is a simple example, anybody can understand this. We have the initial, we have begin. See, begin has the label of example. Then integer array of 10. Integer array is declared as size of 10, sum and j. And then see here, I is declared as int. And this data type of I within the loop itself is declared. Within the for loop itself, it is declared as a int I less than 10, I plus plus, and this is assignment statement. And sum is equal to array of 9, that is do and while loop has been used. And here decrement operator, and here we have the increment operator, and after displaying we have end example. See label here. What has been introduced in System Verilog is we can put the label for begin and end. So begin example and end example. When there are many begin and ends, if we put the label there for begin and end, then we will come to know in which block is the, in the sense where exactly that block has begun and where exactly that block is ending. There, that is the advantage of going for the label. Then there are two new statements help with the loops. First, if we are in the loop but want to skip over rest of the statements and do the next iteration, use continue. If you want to leave the loop immediately, use break. In System Verilog, basically there are two, you can say two constructs or two statements. One is continue and another one is break. See, suppose if the loop for loop, for example, for loop is executing, and in between you want to skip the remaining part of the loop. If some condition is satisfied, you want to skip the remaining part of the loop and go for the next iteration. Then we need to use the continue there. It skips the remaining part of the loop and go for the next iteration. If we use the break, then it breaks the loop and it comes out of the loop. That is what is the basic difference between continue and break. We will see that with the example. The following loop reads commands from a file using the amazing file IO code that is a part of Verilog 2001. If the command is just a blank line, the code just does a continue and skips any other processing of the command. See, for this particular example which we will see, if the command is a blank line, then it skips the remaining part of the execution within the loop and it goes to the next iteration. If the command is done, then the code does a break to terminate the loop. It terminates the loop and it comes outside. Let us see what is that example. So here this is an example of break and continue while reading the file. We have initial begin logic 127:0, that is declared as CMD. Integer variables are file and C. Here opening F open is for opening of the file. Commands.text in the read mode. If it is R, it is opened into the read mode. Then while not equal to end of file, file begin. Scanf, it reads the file. Case CMD. See here, if it is a blank line, then continue. What I told you, continue in the sense it skips the remaining part of the loop and go to the next iteration. Break means it comes out of the loop. See here, the blank line, whenever this blank line is encountered, it skip to the loop end and go to the next iteration of the loop. The remaining between the continue and end of the loop, whatever statements are there, those are not executed when continue is encountered. Then if it is done, break. What do you mean by the break? Break in the sense it breaks the loop and it comes out of the loop. Done, leave the loop. That is what is the difference between the continue and the break statement. See here, look here. It is a general structure of the continue and the break. What we have the loop expression begin, statement, then we have the continue, then statement, break, statement, and again we have some statement. So when the continue is encountered, then what happens? Where exactly the control has to go? I'll take a pen. So if this continue is encountered, if this is executed, the control has to go from this point to the beginning of the loop. It skips the remaining part of the loop. Actually the loop begin and end is still here. This is the begin and this is the end. See, there are some uppercase and lowercase letters. It is just to make you understand what is a continue and the break. So if this continue is encountered, directly it goes to the beginning of the loop and these many statements are skipped off. This is the end of the loop. Now whenever break is encountered, then what happens? It has to leave the loop only. Then it should directly come out of the loop and it goes to the next statement. This is how this is executed. Now, what are the task functions? Tasks, functions and void functions. What is this? What is the difference between task and the function now? Verilog makes a very clear differentiation between tasks and functions. The most important difference is that a task can consume time while a function cannot. See, the basic difference is the task can consume time while a function cannot consume the time. A function cannot have, since the function cannot consume the time, it cannot have a delay or #100, a blocking statement such as passage of the clock or wait, or call a task. See, since all these are time consuming statements and the function cannot consume the time, a function cannot have all these statements. What is the basic difference? The basic important difference is task can consume time while function cannot consume time, and function should not have all these statements like delay, #100, blocking statements such as passage, wait, or call a task. Additionally, a Verilog function must return a value and the value must be used as an assignment statement. See, if a system Verilog task that does not consume time, the task that does not consume time, then we have to make it a void function. See here, what is a task? The task can consume time. In system Verilog, if the task does not consume time, then what has to be done? Then we have to make it as a void function, which is a function that does not return a value. Now, it can be called from any task or a function. See here, function void. It is the name of the function. Some display statement is used, end function. So when you have to make it as a void, if a system Verilog task that does not consume time, then we have to make it as a void. In system Verilog, if you want to call a function and ignore its return value, see, any function returns some value. If you want to ignore that value, then make it as void. Void fscanf and sum, whatever is you want to do. So when you have to use it as a void, if you want to call a function and ignore its return value, then take it as the void. See, system Verilog makes several small improvements to tasks and functions to make them look more like C or C++ routines. Routine, begin and removed. See here, the first improvement in system Verilog is that begin end blocks are optional. The task, end task or function, end function keywords are enough to define the routine boundaries. See, in system Verilog, it has to start from the task and it has to end with the end task or function and end function. The begin and end are the optional. Here example is given, task multiple lines, $display first line, $display second line and end task. End task and this multiple lines. So this is sufficient, which indicates it is the beginning of the task and it is the end of the task. Actual begin and end, writing begin or writing end is not required into the system Verilog. Now what are the routine arguments? C style routine argument. System Verilog and Verilog 2001 allow us to declare task and function arguments more clearly and with less repetition. See, the following Verilog task requires to declare some arguments twice, once for the direction and once for the type. See here, for Verilog task, my task 2 is the name of the task, output 31:0, the direction is output, reg 31:0x, then input y and task. With the system Verilog, we can use less verbose C style. The universal input type of logic should be used. See, task, my task, output logic 31:0x and input logic y. See, instead of all these statements in system Verilog, it can be completed in the single statement. See, all these you have to understand when you start using the actual task and functions into your program. So how exactly it has to be declared, how you can make your code optimum for the usage. Now argument directions continued. It is routine arguments continued. What is the argument direction? We can take even more shortcuts with declaring routine arguments. The direction and type default to input logic are sticky, so we don't have to repeat these for similar arguments. Verbose Verilog style routine argument, task T3. It is one example given. Input AB, logic AB, output 15:0 UV and bit 15:0 UV and end task. This is Verilog style. Now, how can we modify that? Task T3, AB, output bit 15:0 UV. Now what are AB? AB are the input logic. So directly when you declare like this, they are considered, the arguments AB are the input logic of 1 bit wide. So if you say like this, they are taken as their input logic. Now output bit 15:0 UV and what the arguments u and v are 16-bit output types. This is how in system Verilog we can declare tasks. This is a Verilog declaration and that can be modified like this. Okay, let us continue in the next session.